another Michael Jordan versus LeBron debate. Y'all know where I stand. Y'all know where Kalen stands on these sides of arguments. But I saw an interesting post. Was it yesterday? I think I sent it to you. It was earlier today, saying, would the 90s Bulls be better if LeBron James replaced Michael Jordan? So I'm going to let you go first. Just
All
go
right.
ahead and get your opinion out of there, bro.
In my opinion, I don't think you would. Let me start off with like so LeBron, the skills were developed. The skills developed over time. So LeBron would have had like a different, type of attributes how he moved and stuff. Don't get me wrong, LeBron he still would have did his thing back then. I just don't think he would have did it better. He would either did the same or slightly not as good as Michael Jordan. And I have my reasons. I really I do have my reasons. Should I say my reasons right now, or you wanna do yours?
I mean, y'all know where I stand. LeBron would take that team to 8 at a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Eight finals, 8 rings at a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about here. Because you have the 6 that MJ won,
mm-hmm.
and then the 2 that he retired, LeBron would not have retired, because why would LeBron have retired? So that's 8. Not even to mention the ones that he probably would have won before Michael won his first. And after. So we're looking at 8+ for LeBron James. And you're giving him all 6 of Michael Jordan's, because in what scenario is LeBron James losing one of those finals that Michael Jordan tried so hard to win? There's no way LeBron is losing those, especially with the same team. And on top of that, LeBron James makes everybody better to begin with. He just makes everybody look better. That's not even a debatable fact. I feel like whenever LeBron is on a roster, everybody immediately looks better. You look at the 2017 to 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers, and you look at that roster, they ended up getting swept by the Golden State Warriors, but they shouldn't have made it to the finals to begin with. They only did it off of the power of LeBron James. So I don't know. I don't know how many LeBron would have won.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely saying 8 at a minimum, though. It's got to be a minimum of 8.
Thing is, hit you with some stats real quick. Or Jason Terry outscored LeBron in one of the playoffs. Actually, no, the finals, which is crazy to me because we're talking about Jason Terry and LeBron James. LeBron, the one who dunked on Jason Terry. Jason Terry outscored him, which is sad to me. Uh, Another thing, I can't find it. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. We'll come
I
back
don't
to
know
me.
how I was supposed to receive that stat. That stat does nothing for me.
Jason, what?
That does nothing for me. What does that matter?
Jason
Did
Terry.
Jason Terry win that ring?
You got outscored.
Okay. I don't
Are you
understand.
serious?
I don't get it.
That's
I
like
don't get it.
That's like you saying. That's like you saying. I can't be. I gotta use somebody who's not that good in basketball.
Jason
Like,
Terry, use him.
no, I'm talking about something you can relate to.
Okay.
Say Bryson a few years ago. Bryson
Okay.
outscored you in a finals game. How would you feel about that? And you were supposed to be.
Did I win the game?
You're supposed to be the big star.
Did my team win the game?
Yes.
What's the point?
But
Well,
not
who
off you.
cares?
Not off
Who
you.
cares?
Obviously, other people do
Who
because
cares?
you're supposed to be the greatest of all time, correct?
Who cares?
You
He
got,
outscores me one game, but
I'm just saying,
my team won the game. Who cares? Who
bro, if
cares?
you're the greatest of all time, why wouldn't you care?
That don't even make sense. He won the game. You think LeBron is tight about that? You think I'm sure he went home. He was like, dang, Jason Terry outscored me today. But Jason Terry's at home. He scored more than LeBron for nothing. He lost the game.
I would be hype about Jason Terry.
I'm
Like,
sure
bro,
he
you're the
was
greatest. You're the
hot.
greatest of all. Okay, of course, LeBron wouldn't really feel anything because he doesn't like contributing to this topic between Michael Jordan and him. And I kind of understand why he does that. But like,
After
come
he
on
wins
now.
this ring, I promise you, LeBron is talking his cash. That's it. This after LeBron wins this back to back with the Lakers, which we all know is finna happen. It's about to be the easiest back to back that we've ever seen. When he wins this next ring, LeBron better talk his cash because I'm getting sick of the slander, so I know he is. That's ridiculous. There's no way that LeBron would even blink twice. Like he'd be like I said, he'd be like, oh, Jason Terry scored more than me in this game with his trophy on his hip, walking to the bus.
Anyways, another thing, Michael Jordan never went under 40% in the finals. LeBron did it twice. That's another
Again, who
thing.
cares? Again,
You
who
care?
cares?
Why wouldn't you care? That's another thing.
Under 50 under
Under
40%, you
40,
said?
yes. LeBron did it twice. Michael Jordan never did it. Never.
Two times?
Yes.
Okay. So that's
Never.
that.
Michael Jordan never did it. We're talking about never. Go ahead, continue.
LeBron James has been to what's the number of finals that he's been to? I think it's like 10. Michael Jordan only went 6 times. Yes, he went 6 for 6, but you just pulled a stat that shouldn't matter because you just said
Dude, if you're the
LeBron
greatest of
only
all
did it
time, bro, if
twice.
you're the greatest of all time, I expect nothing but damn near perfect. You gotta be, bro. You're you don't understand how the greatest of all times, how big that is of all time. Out of Michael Jordan, Magic, Shaq, everybody. We're talking about everybody. So I feel like even if it's this small, it still should mean something else because we're talking about out of everybody who played in the NBA. That's a lot of people. Those are a lot of people.
Okay, so on the 90s Bulls,
Mhm.
you have Michael Jordan currently.
Yes.
It is it is a known fact, it is a publicly known fact that Michael Jordan is not a good teammate. It is
The else
known his own teammates say that he's not a good teammate. Scottie Pippen does not like him. He don't like him.
because he
And
yells at
that
him.
was his huh?
Because he yells at him.
No,
Because he's
he doesn't
aggressive.
like him because of the way that like Michael Jordan treated him. You saw like he didn't like the way The Last Dance portrayed him or whatever. It doesn't matter. Scottie Pippen does not like Michael Jordan today.
Back then,
That would never fly with LeBron James. Everybody would be happy. Everybody would be hooping. Everybody. Everybody gets to hoop with LeBron. Except when everybody gets to hoop, LeBron is still clearly better than everybody else.
the thing is, people want him to be nice and stuff. Like, come on, no. The thing is, look, back then,
It's not about
when I
being
played,
nice. Being
no, no,
nice
no,
don't
no, no, no.
matter.
Obviously, they do. He hate how he was yelling at him. Oh, he hate how he portrayed the leadership. Back then, my dad used to yell at me when I played football. That's the only way I could turn up on the football field, and it worked. It literally worked.
That works
But
for
what
everybody.
Michael
I
Jordan did,
agree.
it worked. You may
That
hate
that
him at the end of the at the end of the day. He may hated him, but at the end of the day, it still worked. Did it not? He went 6-0.
you can say it worked because he went 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason why you can say it worked. You know what? Like I understand he went 6-0. You can say it worked. LeBron James, the last time LeBron James missed the finals, he only played like 40 games that season.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he does not miss the finals in any conference. By the way, let's put that out there. He has now established that he is the best player outside of the Eastern Conference, moved over to the Western Conference, and is still the best player in the world. So let's just get that out of the way. LeBron James, let's go back to the talking about he's a good teammate versus not being a good teammate. Being a good teammate and making everybody look better brings this team to the finals. Jose Calderon, Jordan Clarkson, Jay Crowder, Channing Frye, Jeff Green, George Hill, John Holland, Rodney Hood, Kyle Korver, Kevin Love, who was injured, by the way, Larry Nance Jr., Seti Osman, Kendrick Perkins, who is now retired, London, I don't know how to say his last name, Derrick Rose, who was not on that finals team, Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, who sold that game against the Warriors, Isaiah Thomas, Tristan Thompson, Dwayne Wade, who was not on the finals roster, and Ante Zizic. Name one All-Star. I didn't name LeBron James, but go ahead and name one All-Star.
Oh God, so
That
that's
team
the
went to the
thing.
finals.
Mm.
That team went to the finals. I don't know anybody in the history of the NBA who's bringing that team to the finals. No one. They got swept by the Warriors because we expected it. It was Steph Clay and Kevin Durant. During their playoff run, they swept the number 1 seed Toronto Raptors. They went to 7 with both the Pacers and the Boston Celtics. They still went to the finals. Got swept. LeBron James carried them to the finals. Michael's never. Michael wouldn't. Michael couldn't.
Why is that though? Why?
Because he didn't. He didn't. When he had scrubs, he was pissed because he was losing.
Because the scrubs were trash.
LeBron James brought scrubs who were trash to the finals.
But they still did their thing, did they not?
No. They did their thing because LeBron James made them look like they could do their thing. Because if you put anybody else in LeBron James's shoes, none of them are averaging over 15. None of them.
The thing is, we're going back to the 90s where the skills were not as good as they were today. I feel like if Michael Jordan was in the NBA today, his skills would be 10 times better than it was back then. Back then, he hated when people say they were better than him. He's proved everyone wrong. Literally. Today, he was like, oh, LeBron is better than you. He would show you that LeBron is not better than him.
He couldn't.
Why is that?
What is he going to do today to show me that he was better than LeBron James? Like, again, that's a hard comparison to ask him today. That's definitely a hard comparison.
Exactly. Because you're going off of 2 different ways how people played. Back then, they were more about defense, they were more physical. Not saying that's great defense, but they were more physical and hands-on. Today, you touch somebody, it's a foul.
That shouldn't matter.
Now you just have to let people go to the basket. You can't even do anything.
So what's your point? What's your point? So Michael's defense would be hindered. That's not his best aspect. If anything, you're saying his offense would be better. Is that what you're telling me right now? Is that his offense would appear to be better?
It definitely would be better.
Because you couldn't touch him.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why Michael Jordan.
So you think Michael Jordan is doing what he did to people back then to people like Giannis today, to people like Kawhi today?
Yes.
No, he never saw anybody like that.
He was
dunking. You think he's dunking and laying up on Kawhi Leonard?
Bro, even if that,
he's been the best player on defense for the past 8 years.
Okay.
Michael
Jordan would school Kawhi Leonard. He would school him. Oh my gosh.
I'm not saying Kawhi Leonard would strap him, but you cannot disrespect Kawhi Leonard's defense, and you can't disrespect the defense of the athletic defense today that they wouldn't be able to stop. Michael Jordan is not averaging 40 points in today's league. He's not averaging 35 in today's league, bro. He's averaging 32 like the rest of us, like the rest of them.
He would average the same as LeBron or be better. Simple as that.
He can average more than LeBron. He's not averaging no triple-double or close to it like LeBron.
Okay. The thing is, how LeBron plays, we all seen it. His first and second half. No, the first and second quarter is about stats. We get it. Third and fourth quarter, that's where he shows up. That's where he messed up. He even said it himself. He's like, yeah, I messed up. I didn't do as good. When he lost against the Nuggets, he even said it himself.
When he lost one game against the Nuggets?
Yes.
Because they beat them in 5.
Okay.
I'm sorry that he was picking apart his mistakes for one game.
Because he's going off for stats. Michael Jordan's going for the win. He's not looking for that freaking stats. I'm going for the win. You seen? I know you seen that meme where LeBron and Giannis is racing. Giannis go for the MVP race, and he's going for the GOAT status. Michael Jordan's going past. He's going for the chip. He's going for the ring. They have two different goals. LeBron, he's going for that stat. He did his thing with the stats. Congratulations. You had nice stats. Michael Jordan's going for that ring. If we're in the playoffs, bro, I'm not worrying about no stats. So you're telling me in the playoffs you're worried about stats?
What makes you think stats is the first thing on LeBron's mind in the playoffs?
How do you play? Going off how you play. If he if he wasn't going off
Because
of
he's
stats,
passing the ball in the first half of the game, and then when they're down by 10 at halftime, he got to tee up and score 30. Is that what you're? Because I understand if you're saying like, oh, he gets all his assists and rebounds in the first half. He's trying to get everybody else going. That's what makes him a good teammate. He's trying to get everybody else going so that in the second half, everybody's hooping because he knows he can turn it on whenever he feel like. LeBron James can score whenever
then why
because
isn't
he
he doing
has
it the
that.
first half?
Because he has that ability, he's got to get his teammates involved. He realizes that other people can hoop alongside him and help him because when he drives into the paint, 5 heads turn and look at him.
Mm.
So somebody open. But if that person's not hooping that night, if it was Michael, he's beat because he ain't get them warmed up in the first half.
Michael would be straight because he would have made that shot instead of passing it to what you call it, with
He would have
Danny
just
Green.
made it. He would have
He
just
would
made
have.
it.
Yes, he would have. People know that. You don't think he would have made that shot?
He would have just made it.
You don't think Kobe would have made that shot?
He would have just made it.
He would have made it,
No matter what.
no matter what. I don't care
This
who.
is crazy.
Kobe did that before. He scored on multiple players.
He would have just made it.
He would have made it
That's an insane argument.
for the game. For the game, Michael is making that. Kobe would have made that.
I'm glad you got faith,
LeBron would
bro.
have made it. The thing is, LeBron would have made it. That's the craziest thing. LeBron. I'm not saying he wouldn't have made it. LeBron would have made it. We all know that he would have made the shot if he would have took it, but he didn't take the shot.
He would not have made that. He would have got fouled.
I probably okay. He would
There
have
were
got fouled.
5 people. I don't understand why you promote bad basketball. Why?
It's not bad, bro. I'm going for the win, bro. I'm sorry. I'm going for that win, dude. Who do you trust more, yourself or other players?
I don't trust myself if there are 5 people looking at me, guarding me at the same time.
You're the greatest of all
In the
time.
painted area. In the painted area,
You're the
if there are
greatest of
5
all
people
time.
on me, that means there are 4 other
don't
people
matter.
open.
It don't matter. You're the greatest of all time.
He's the greatest at everything. So
they're looking at you to get the bucket. You're like, LeBron, you're the greatest, bro. Show us what you got.
No. See, here's the difference. Here is the sad part that people get mixed about LeBron James. LeBron James is not a score first player. He's just really good at doing so. Just like Michael Jordan was not a defensive player, he was just really good at doing so. LeBron James is not a score first player. He is a facilitator that can score extremely well. Extremely well. So, yes, I expect the facilitating side of LeBron to make that pass. And he did.
Mike, the thing is, they all have, they're the greatest at different things. You feel me? LeBron's greatest at facilitating. Mike is the greatest at scoring. Steph is the greatest at shooting. They all have their different sections of doing what they do. But at the end of the day, if I had to choose between those 3 categories, I'm choosing Mike because I'm looking for the score. I'm not looking for the facilitating part. I'm not looking for just the 3-point shot. I'm looking for the person who's scoring, and I want that score. So I'm going to pick Michael Jordan to hit that shot at the end of the day. So that's why I say Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. But it depends who you ask because people have different categories. Like you like LeBron's facilitating, so you will pick LeBron's the greatest of all time. Is that correct?
That's correct. I think he's the greatest teammate ever. I think he's the greatest team player ever. I think any franchise. I think if there was a poll and they asked all 30 franchises and said 32 franchises and said, if you could start a franchise with LeBron James or Michael Jordan, the only ones who are going to say Michael Jordan are the ones without a championship. That's what I think. I think when you want your team to go to the finals immediately, I think you pick up LeBron James.
The thing is, what about Kyrie?
What about him?
You know how he talked about LeBron, like, oh, KD was a better.
He talks about everybody. He's going to be sick of KD in a month.
What about
all
JR?
Jokes aside?
Even JR said something when he was watching, what's it called? With
Who
Kevin
is
Hart.
J.R. Smith without LeBron James? Who?
J.R. Smith he was a bucket, bro. What?
Whoa. Who? Answer my question. Who is J.R. Smith without LeBron James?
Still a great player who played for the Nuggets.
He was a great player on the Nuggets. That was 10 years ago.
Okay.
That was 10 years ago.
Carmelo's still a great person. A great
Carmelo's
player.
No.
Because they're getting older.
Carmelo's a different caliber. Don't do that. Don't say JR and then say Carmelo. JR
because they're getting
is
older.
Nobody without LeBron James.
Don't do that.
No.
Okay, yeah, without the rings, yes. The rings, yes.
We're How else was he getting them? On the Warriors? Okay. On the Spurs? He would have needed somebody. We're talking about J.R. Smith here, bro. That's what we're arguing about right now. This is a waste of an argument.
Yeah, you're going off of the rings. You're literally going off of the rings. You say
I'm going off of his career. What is his career without LeBron?
He's still a great player, bro. He did his thing on the Nuggets. Just like Giannis, he doesn't have no rings. He's still doing his thing. Is it wrong? He's still doing his thing without rings. Without rings, is he not?
Giannis is a 2-time MVP. He won an MVP and a defensive player in a year in 1 year. Name one accolade of J.R. Smith. Name one off the dome right now. Name one.
I don't have to because you're basing it off the rings. You're saying
I'm basing it off of the eyeball test.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen J.R. Smith play. We've all watched him on the Cavs. That happened. LeBron James standing like this. What is you doing? That happened. Before that, he was a non-instrumental piece on a one-time championship team with the Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, he was being shipped around.
You don't think the players say they don't have something bad to say about LeBron? I'm pretty sure almost everybody on LeBron's team has a lot to say about LeBron. They just don't say it.
What bad thing do you have to say about LeBron? What do you have to say? Like what?
The same stuff they can say about Michael Jordan. That's what takes a great leader.
No, that's not true. That's not true. With LeBron, everybody eats. That is not like you have never outside of Kyrie Irving, who literally has a problem with everybody. You don't hear a whole lot of, oh, LeBron James is saying this and this and this at practice. He's doing this and this and this and this. If he was losing, he'd be tight. But LeBron James don't be losing.
So why don't we hear a lot about how Michael Jordan didn't pass the ball or how he was selfish?
Because he has 6 rings. Okay. And because of people like you who love that so much. When LeBron James gets 6 and he's like 6 for whatever he'll be his record or whatever, the only thing that you're going to have to say then is that he lost some. So what you're going to tell me is that Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James because Michael Jordan went 6 for 6 and LeBron James went to the finals, I'm going to say 15 times by the end of his career. I'll say 15. I'll say 14. I'll say by the end of his career, LeBron James will have gone to the finals at least 14 times. Okay. You're going to look at that and say he went 6 out of 14. He only won 6 out of 14. That means his team was among the top 2 teams in the world for 14 years on any team that he was on any of them. They were the best. They were the second best for 14 years. If he lost, that's if he lost the finals. And then you take into account that he had to see Steph, Clay, and KD twice. That he had to face the one that he won was when they went 73-9. You can count his losses. I feel like you count LeBron James's losses with an asterisk. He was clearly the best player in the world every time he lost in the finals. It was clear. It was obvious.
Why did he lose?
He took. Should I read? Do you want me to read the list again? I can read the list again of the squad that he took.
I'm just saying, like, why did he lose though? If he's such that great of a player.
On another day, on another debate, we will go through all of LeBron James's losses. We will overanalyze them, all of them. Sure. And I will tell you each reason why he lost. And then we can do the same for Mike, except we'll do that for his playoff losses.
Yeah, because you came there about it with his finals, right?
Because he couldn't get that far.
Uh-huh.
He couldn't get that far. Okay. Let me say it again. He couldn't get that far.
Because everything going on, right?
Because of what going on?
What? Scottie Pippen purposely sat on the bench just because he wasn't getting his money.
They went to the finals that year. That's an irrelevant point. He went to the finals that year, and they won. What else went on? What else went on?
Mike, okay. I'm just saying, bro. Mike is still.
What else was hard for Mike in his championship runs? What else was hard?
There's a lot of stuff that was hard.
LeBron James came back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals for the first time ever, and then won a championship in COVID, and then is going to win this next one. That's a resume.
Right? Because of himself, right?
I'm not saying he's winning these by himself.
That's how you
I'm saying what I'm saying is that he's carrying a team to the finals by himself. He's going to the finals at least by himself. He's not going to win them by himself, because in order to have a championship team, I believe that you need to have at least 2 stars and a good supporting cast along with a good coach in order to win a championship. That's kind of your formula in basketball. I feel like the only thing you need in order to get to the finals, the simplest thing that you need is LeBron James and a subpar point guard. That's it. You don't need nothing else. Or a subpar big man. Or at least a shooter or 2. And they could be anybody, because LeBron James makes everybody look good. We'll have a debate another day, but I got another topic for you, bro. I got one.